Hey YouTube, Steven TheSalonGuy here, and today I want to share with you my experiences on 9/11. September 11th was a tragic day for not only the victims that lost their lives, but also just for America. And I had a very interesting experience on the day of 9/11 that I wanted to share with you guys. Now, for some of you that don't know, I did about 6 years service between firefighting, law enforcement, and I ended my law enforcement, I guess, somewhat career as a fugitive recovery agent. Basically, I used to go around and hunting down fugitives who had warrants all over the country. And I'll never forget 9/11, the morning it happened. I was at the gym and I was working out, and I saw the TV screens, and I saw a building, one of the Twin Towers, and smoke was coming from the building. And I just saw people looking at it, and I said to myself, oh my gosh, what happened? And my first reaction was, oh my gosh, the people that are inside that building, you know, the victims of the loss of life that is happening right now. It's because of being a first responder, knowing what something like this could cause. That was my immediate thought. And I just was like, oh my gosh. I said, something's probably gonna happen. I'm probably gonna get called in possibly. Something's gonna happen. I should prepare myself. And then, sure enough, as I'm just kind of contemplating, that's when the second plane crashed into the second tower. And I said, okay, this is something serious. We're probably under some sort of terrorist attack or something. So I got myself home, and I was awaiting for, you know, calls to see what would happen, because everything was it was just happening at that moment. So no one was sure what was going on. And obviously there's, you know, people in New York City, first responders, you know, cops. I mean, everyone we figured is handling it right there, and we don't know what was going to happen. So later in the day, I got the phone call, and my first reaction was, I'm going in. Like, I want to go in because I don't know what's going on. I want to save people's lives. I want to help them. Who knows the catastrophic effect that this has had on people, and it's still happening. Like, there's smoke all over the place. It was just a nightmare. So my particular role, because they were kind of holding people off, because there's so many people, so many departments, so many, you know, resources that wanted to go in that could have been sent in. So they were kind of staging different departments and people that they were going to bus in bus loads to go and help. So my role, this is what I was ordered to do, was, and this was classified information at the time because it was happening, and only law enforcement this information was given to us only, was to be on the lookout for white vans. Now, later after September 11th, and a few months down the road, during the investigation of all this stuff, there was rumors that, you know, there was a white van heading into New York City. Potentially that could have been part of what happened, somehow making some sort of connection to the attackers and things like that. And of course, you know, high alert, look for white vans and stop every white van possible and be on the lookout for that. So that was my immediate role, was to be on the lookout for suspects in white vans. Then I said, I want to go in, like, you know, the next day, I mean, still the aftermath. And I'll never forget, when I live in New Jersey, and going into New York, there's a few ways to get into New York, and I take the Pulaski Skyway most of the time. And I went on the Pulaski Skyway, and the smell on the Pulaski Skyway, it's like a smell that I've never smelled ever in my life. I mean, you literally could smell death. I mean, I hate to be so forward, but it was just something that I've never experienced before, from like miles and miles and miles away. You know, you could see the smoke, you could see the aftermath, and it was just, oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like it. we decided to just be staged, in an area, and eventually ended up going back, and they said they have so many people and want to keep you local, so okay. So then, time went on, and my initial kind of reaction and what I was experiencing, and really what was the most emotional for me, was not only the victims, obviously, and the families of people from the attack, but the first responders, people like myself, who it was our duty to go in and to save lives of people. That was the most impactful on me, and the toughest to deal with, because that could have been me, and those were fellow brothers and sisters that went into those burning buildings to try to rescue people. That's what we were trained for. And that, to me, was the most, that affected me, and still to this day, because I know what we do. We put our lives on the line for other people. And while all these people are trying to get out of the buildings, it's the people like us that were going into the buildings to try to save lives and to save people. And that really hit me pretty hard. And it was months after that is when I decided that, because who knew what was going to happen again? Who knew if there was going to be more attacks, if they were going to, and a lot of people said, oh, now's my time. I want to start to go into the military. I want to, pay back, for losing a family member, and I want to go after them now. And that was all great and dandy. But for me, it was the opposite. I'm like, you know what? I have a son. I put my time in. I feel I'm ready to kind of exit out of this career and go back into, the beauty industry, where, I don't have to worry as much. And so that's my experience with 9/11. Today is 9/11 and the anniversary, and I just want to say my heart and my prayers go out to all the victims, the families, the first responders, all of America, New York City, and everybody that experienced this major tragedy. So that's it. I want to share my story with you guys, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon.